Hi, everybody. This is Adam Stern, CEO of Strata SFR. I'm excited today because we're going to be talking about a project out in Kansas City, Missouri. And just like I always do, I try to find people who really know what they're talking about when I see a project in a market that I'm not all that familiar with. And this project is a little less on my wheelhouse because I generally focus on the Southeast from North Carolina to Florida, as far west as Alabama. This is in the Midwest. Kansas City, but it was a project that to me seemed like a no-brainer. And I'm going to discuss the reason why in a little bit, but I wanted to introduce my guest here today, Chris Molendorp, who is the collector of revenue for Cass County, Missouri, the county that the project is in, a submarket of Kansas City. Chris, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing well.
Good. So wanted to get you on the phone because, just so the audience knows, I was trying to figure out how to figure the taxes in Cass County, and I got you on the phone, and you told me everything I needed to know about not only Cass County, but Belton, Missouri, which is the submarket that this project is located in. And I was like, I got to get you on video to talk about what's going on in the market. So just a quick high level on yourself. You want to just kind of give an introduction of why you're kind of an expert on this area of the country?
Well, sure. Good morning and thank you. I've had the privilege of growing up here in Belton. I've been here almost my entire life. Have had a chance to serve in the community, not only as president of the Chamber of Commerce and a business owner, but as an elected official too. It's been amazing over the last half century of my life to watch this place change from a sleepy little railroad town to a powerhouse suburb.
Mm-hmm.
We are 10 minutes south of the convergence of I-435, I-470, and I-49, which bisects Belton north to south. We're Cass County's largest community at about 25,000 people, but it's a unique mix of residential opportunities for folks that choose to work in the city, as well as opportunities for folks to work actually in Belton at one of our industrial parks or large employers.
Now, Chris, there's some real tangible, cool stuff going on in Belton. I want to highlight something you just told me yesterday, because I think the news just broke that, and I'm going to pull up a map of where this thing is. So if you guys can see, the red dot is the project in Belton. Kansas City is about a half an hour drive. And if we go down and drill down this little patch of dirt in between an already existing subdivision and to the north, which is kind of a large section of mobile or modular homes. What was the big news that just broke yesterday, Chris? I'll let you tell the story.
Sure. Just at the gates of Belton, at the very northern city limit line of Belton, is an industrial park that actually used to be Richards Gebaur Air Force Base, which was deactivated several years ago. That has been redeveloped into Center Point. It's a freight facility, an intermodal facility where you have rail, and you're just moments away from the entrance to I-49.
Tell everyone the big name, though. Who's opening up a distribution
facility?
It's a little
company, Amazon.
Amazon is opening up an $80 million facility. And if you guys will look where the red dot is, which is the development, it is literally 6 minutes down the road, which is going to be right next to an already existing Quick Trip distribution warehouse.
That's right.
And I believe there is a Walmart distribution warehouse right over there as well. Is that correct?
Pretty close. There's, as you had mentioned, the Quick Trip distribution facility, probably Belton's largest employer, sits right on I-49. A few minutes south in the next town down, Harrisonville, the county seat, is the Walmart distribution facility. But directly across the highway from the Quick Trip facility is another exciting development, the Southview Commerce Center, being developed by North Point. They are putting in 6 buildings. The first building is completely leased to a subsidiary of Caterpillar. And by the time that project is built out, those developers are estimating anywhere between 1,700 and 1,900 employees on site.
So let me back up here for a second, because, I don't want to just breeze over the old Amazon thing. If you look at where it is, again, you'll be able to see on this on our website this article about an $80 million distribution facility that's planned right down the road. There's this Walmart distribution center as well. Right across the road, there is a regional medical center, Belton Regional Medical Center, that is planning on doing an expansion that's already been approved. That is literally right across the street from this development. And what you just mentioned, Chris, is this North Point development, industrial flex park that's being developed within a 15-minute drive of this location. And they're also doing some other cool stuff with like redeveloping blighted areas with multifamily. So again, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You want to kind of just expand on that?
Yeah, Belton is not your typical suburb. Belton has a lot of different price points for housing, also have a lot of opportunities to actually live and work in the same community. And so you'd mentioned some blighted areas we're working on redeveloping. I'm also chairman of the Chamber of Commerce Foundation, and so we're working to pump money into areas that need some attention, some areas that could be redeveloped, not only with multifamily housing, but single family housing, particularly at some of the higher price points. And
so it's interesting. You got this this area that is kind of you would probably categorize it as blue collar, working class people that are construction, policemen, firemen, the trades, right?
Very strong work ethic, very strong community values here.
Right. And to me, you take the position of the land, which right below it, you have an existing single family subdivision, which is right here. Above it, you have this, I don't know if you call it a mobile home park or a modular home park, but they're fabricated houses. This is a pretty strong rental community, right? So we were talking yesterday about the fact that you got a big section of this community or this market that are rental properties, because that's a big part of what the base needs. I'm assuming you got jobs coming in with Amazon, you got existing jobs there with Quick Trip and Walmart. You got right across the street, you got the regional medical center that's getting an expansion, and you got a big industrial park going down the road. So when I say it's a no-brainer, I look at it like there's going to be a need for housing in the area, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I would also mention about 10 minutes north, the Cerner Corporation has their headquarters. And so a large number of people in our community make a 10, 12-minute commute in the morning to go to work at Cerner. There's also a substantial Honeywell plant near the Amazon location that provides a lot of employment too. So unlike a lot of areas in the country, this is an area of the country that's putting on a lot of jobs at high wages with stable, big name companies. Housing's going to be a must in Belton.
Right. So you got economic growth that's driving things. Talk to me about. I always like to get a vibe of the market. So in terms of schools, kind of like how appealing this area is for families, or is it appealing for families? You kind of want to give me a sense of the base of people who live there and the schools.
Schools are important to us. We have a very large public school foundation that supports the school district. We have a brand new addition to the high school, just literally completed a few months ago, with an indoor Olympic pool and a brand new 2,000-seat performing arts center. Belton schools are unlike other suburban schools. They are not past capacity. They have plenty of room for kids and plenty of room to grow. Most of the buildings in the district are around 80 to 82% capacity, as opposed to other suburban communities that are 110, 120%. The very strong tax base here keeps the Belton schools. I would compare them favorably to any school district in terms of quality of facilities and the opportunities for extra activities for the kids. My wife and I have put 5 children through the Belton Public Schools, and my father, in fact, was a football coach here back in the 70s before we started our business. So we're very proud of the schools. There's a very strong sense of community here. Even folks that don't have kids in the public schools will attend performances, concerts, football games. It's a very, very strong school district, very strong and innovative. One of the things that we did with the foundation last year was actually built a care clinic on campus on one of the buildings. And that way kids can get medical care, see a nurse. It helps serve our serviced population, but it serves all the kids. And a very innovative grant we did with the Healthcare Foundation of Greater Kansas City. And
Yep.
so it's a very thoughtful, progressive school district with outstanding facilities.
Good. All right. So appreciate the insight because you live there now. You put kids through the school system. You understand what's going on in terms of economic development because you served. You serve in government right now, and you did serve. I think I should mention in the Missouri House of Representatives from 2009 to 2015. Is that correct?
That's right.
All right. So and have lived and experienced Belton, Missouri. I'll lead with this. I talked about the need for sale housing in the price point of this community, which this community is 86 lots. Half of them are duplex lots. Half of them are single family lots. And I was kind of asking you whether or not there was a demand for houses in like the $200,000 to $250,000 price point, because obviously an opportunity with this development is either making them rentals or making them for sale homes. So we obviously know that they work as rentals because the yields work and there's a lot of drivers who put tenants in them. But what's the demand like for houses in the $250,000 price point? Is there a lot of inventory there? Is there a need for inventory? What's going on with that?
Limited inventory in what I would call in this market a step-up home. There are a lot of opportunities in the 150 range for somebody to buy a starter house, 160, maybe 175. There are a couple of very high-end luxury neighborhoods on the east side of Belton and on the west side of Belton, but there's really not any housing stock for that person in that 250 to say 3.25 price point, 300, somewhere in there. It's starter homes or it's a luxury home, but there's nothing for that step-up buyer or that expanding family that needs an extra bedroom or two. There's a need in the marketplace for this.
It's funny. I was looking at the duplexes as, people look at duplexes as rental homes, and, single family homes could be either retail or rental homes. I've been talking to a lot of people that buy duplexes to live in one side and rent out the other one. I was thinking how this community could be a really cool kind of test case for if someone wanted to sell these all retail. I'm wondering whether or not you could sell the duplexes to end users and give the end users an opportunity to actually run their own rental property right next door. But that's
I think that's possible.
Yeah.
There are a lot of apartment complexes in the area, but that's not something that's prevalent in this market. But it may actually work. In fact, with all the people coming in with Honeywell, Cerner, Amazon. In fact, the first building that was leased as a Caterpillar subsidiary in the Southview Commerce Center, all of these folks are going to be probably bringing some equity with them from the home they had in a previous community.
Right.
There's going to be some opportunities here for some folks to do something like that.
Right. So the opportunity is 80 lots in a already finished subdivision. The roads are in, utilities are in. They're essentially permit ready for an owner to come in or a buyer to come in, hire a builder and start building these units. Chris Molendorp, I can't thank you enough for being with me this morning and giving your thoughts on Belton, Missouri and the market.
Great. Thank you so much. Hope to have you in Belton.
Thanks.